International election observer teams are calling on all sides to exercise patience and allow Kenya's Independent Electoral and Boundaries Commission to bring the process into a logical conclusion. Africa 54's Vincent Makori has more from Nairobi.
Utterances by the main opposition presidential candidate Raila Odinga of the National Super Alliance (NASUR) early Tuesday, dismissing the interim election results as fake and fraudulent, have put the country on edge in a nation where memories of the violence that followed the disputed election of 2007 are still raw in the minds of many. International and local election observer teams have called on all sides to respect the process and allow the Independent Electoral and Boundaries Commission to complete its work. Former U.S. Secretary of State John Kerry, the Carter Center Election Observer Team leader, gave me his assessment of the entire process.
Well, our conclusion at this point, mindful of the fact that they're still counting and the election is not over, that the Elections Commission put in place a system that can provide for the integrity of this vote, that it is premature to start claiming that it's not viable or it can't be done, because there's a way to check all of the forms, all of the voting stations. The process is a very, very detailed and thorough backup that guarantees the integrity of the vote here. And I believe that that right now is working. And if they follow the steps through to completion, they have an ability to certify the outcome of this election with confidence.
Opposition leader Raila Odinga insisted Wednesday that hackers broke into Kenya's Election Commission computer systems and database overnight, leading to massive and extensive vote fraud that nullified the published victory of President Uhuru Kenyatta. He, however, urged his supporters to remain calm, but added that he does not have control of the people. Kerry had this message for the presidential candidates.
My call is to lead with responsibility now. This is where leadership is tested. And both President Kenyatta and Prime Minister Odinga need to make sure their people aren't, taking the initiative into their own hands here. Go through the legal process. Go through the court process if there is a challenge. But allow the IEBC to do the checks and the accountability that has been put in place, and then make a measure of whether or not there is a reason to challenge or not challenge.
Secretary Kerry said everyone is concerned about the possibility of reactions that could lead to violence. He, however, urged Kenyans to remain calm and wait.
But what we're trying to say to people is there's no reason to do that. First of all, there's no outcome. Secondly, no one has yet come up with evidence that they then could take to the legal process to go through and show that, in fact, they were aggrieved. And thirdly, there is in place a process that makes it highly unlikely that one would need to do that, because you can really get down to the nitty-gritty of accountability on all the balloting.
Kenya's August 8th election was the most hotly contested in the country's history, attracting a record number of registered voters.